Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Thank you for staying here. Thank you for tuning in to my channel. I'm Kairetu Shosho, and I hope by now you have settled into the new year. Today is on Wednesday, the 6th of January, and I'm so excited to be back. This is my first video of this year, and I'm doing a mukbang. I'm taking my breakfast. It's 11 a.m. I just came from jogging. I jogged 12 kilometers today and I'm feeling very hungry, so I'll be eating as I talk to you. And I know most of you are wondering, what is the Christmas tree still doing there? So I'll be removing the decorations today and packing them, and also take the tree down because the tree will be picked tomorrow. And yeah, bye bye Christmas mood, bye bye to Christmas feeling. Yeah, my year has started very well. First of all, today one of my friends surprised me with this beautiful present. I got a success journal, and this success journal is very special because you can read some beautiful things inside, your motivation, inspiring things, and also you can for example, how to use a success journal. I'm working on this goal today. So this journal, you can use it for 100 days, and each and every day you can write things that have happened to you, what you're planning to do, and after 100 days you can review yourself. It's very amazing. I appreciate you, my best friend, for this beautiful present. This is the first present of 2021, and it's one of the most meaningful present I've got, because you know I love this. So as I'm going to eat, I'm going to talk about this interesting topic. Most of you know that I work as a nurse. I work in a surgical ward, and we deal with operating of face and all things. So maybe if you have a problem with your trachea system, you can come to our ward and you'll be operated. If you have problem with the nose, with their teeth, everything that got to do with the face, that's what we deal with. So, and most of the time we have our station is we take in so many people, as we admit so many patients and also discharge so many patients. And sometimes I have a feeling like I'm working on a call center, because my God, I receive and call a lot. And so this is what I'm taking for breakfast. I have 2 slices of brown bread, and I have brunch. Then I have here fish lacks and 2 eggs, and I have yogurt there, strawberry. I can maybe explain how my Mondays are. For example, if I'm working on Mondays and I'm working on early shift, and let me explain how this goes. Most of the weekends, at the weekend we discharge a lot of patients, and on the start of the week, that's on Monday, we admit a lot of patients who are scheduled for an operations. So on Monday there are a lot of patients who are coming in. At least we have a secretary who prepares all the papers and documents we need. So when they come in, we just have to take their vitals, and maybe nowadays we have also an extra work. We have to check whether they are COVID negative, and so many things. We have to take them to the room. We have to see whether they have a name on them, whether the bed has a name, which room are they going to, and it's a lot of work. And then maybe from our ward or our operation room, they start operating from 7:30 or around 7:30, 7:45. So from that time you are expected to have prepared the patient who is on the first risk to go to the operation. So you get calls from the operation room, please bring this patient. We take them, we take them. Sometimes maybe things are missing and then we have to call back home, or this patient forgot to bring this paper and then they bring it on. And then we take a lot of calls in the morning from the doctors. Did this one get this kind of medicine? It's too much. And then maybe around 9 around 9 a.m. in the morning, they start calling us from recovery room. Please, you can take this, you can come and pick this patient. She's already awake. And then we are still receiving calls from the operation room. Please bring this patient to the operating room. And then we have also patients who are going home on this day. So we have to call maybe their families to inform them, oh, this patient will be released today, so maybe you can come and pick them. If they're not picked, we have to call the transportation firma, sorry, I can or a taxi for them so that they can be picked. If they live in a home for old people, we have to call there and inform them. And sometimes if they go back home, maybe sometimes we make sure they don't forget things at our ward. They don't forget their personal stuff, but sometimes they forget. Or maybe they don't look for this stuff well at their bags and they call this patient. You're like, you can't know all the kind of patient who are at your ward who have gone home. Now you have to ask what's their date of birth and look for this patient, or ask them which room number were you in, and then you have to go there and look for the staff and call them back again. I have found it or have not found it. So many calls, and especially that's in the morning. So if you come in the afternoon, wow, excuse my manners, I'm not able to talk and eat and drink. It's very difficult. I think mukbang can function when two people are involved. So when one is eating, the other one is doing the talking. But to do mukbang when you are by yourself, it's very, very difficult. But I'm trying. Maybe I'm taking breaks between the videos. So let me explain to you how the afternoon shift is. The afternoon shift starts from 1 p.m. until 8:30 p.m. in the evening. So when the red shift comes, they have to overtake where we have left. And most of the time, the operations are not done. So there may be 3 or 5 patients who have still to be taken to the operations room. There are other patients who also have to be picked from the recovery room. And still you will get a lot of calls, especially in the afternoon. And also you receive calls from the family members who want to know, did my mother, did my brother, did my friend wake up from the operation, and how are they doing? And another thing, in German, you are not supposed to give information about people. So you have still to be careful what you will say. Of course, you can say, yeah, your mother is awake. So you can maybe call her and be able to talk to her directly. And some other family members, they want to talk to the doctor, and you're still not supposed to give doctor's number to this family member who is calling. So first of all, you have to call the doctor. I have this family member of this patient on the phone, and they want to know this needs. Do you have time? Can I connect them to you? If they say yes, then you connect them. If they say no, you have to explain no. The doctor said no, he doesn't maybe have time, or you can call later on. And then you have maybe to argue or take time to explain this to the family member on the phone. And this takes a lot of time in the afternoon. You also maybe sometimes get calls from the central laboratory to tell you maybe this morning someone took blood, and this blood is maybe some of the veta, they are not okay. So they tell you maybe the natrum for this person is this and this. If they inform you that, you still have to call a doctor and tell you, I got a call from laboratory, the patient now, blah blah blah, and then you explain these calls. There are other things You also get calls from the health health what I do the general health from the city Gesundheit Amt. Maybe they want to know the status of, for now, maybe because of the COVID, sometimes they want to know, maybe a patient had COVID, they will still want to know, did you guys do the test? Is the test negative? You get also calls from the insurance company and the car, and they want to know how is this patient doing. Is this patient able to do things on herself when she's back home, he or she's back home, or will he or she be needing help? You have to answer all these questions on the phone. Still, you are not done with calls. You also get calls from examination rooms, or maybe from x-ray room. They want to take an x-ray for this patient, so they tell you this patient and this patient have to come at this time to the x-ray. So you take your phone and call the transport people who will transport the patient from the wards to the examination room, because you don't have time to do that. You almost are always on the phone. Also, you get calls from the ambulance. We have a new patient for you. She have this and this, blah blah blah. She'll be coming in the next 20 minutes, so you have to prepare the room for this patient. Then you get another call from another ward. Oh, we have to bring this patient to your ward because maybe we don't have space, or this patient was meant for your ward. You get a lot of calls, and sometimes I feel like I'm working in a call center. I am asking myself, if you work as a nurse, maybe here in Germany, do you receive or call a lot? Because the time I was doing my Ausbildung, I didn't realize how much people call. I didn't realize how much I have to be on phone, especially on the afternoon shift. The only shift I can say we don't receive many calls is night shift. On night shift, you can receive 2 or 3 calls, or maximum 5 calls. Or if there's an emergency, of course you get a lot of calls, but night shift you don't get calls. But morning, but the worst of it is on afternoon shift. Oh, this phone is ringing, the other phone is ringing. You have to know all the information. You have to give so many information. You have also to keep Überblick. You have to know what is happening on your ward. And I feel sometimes like we nurses, we work as front office girls, or we work or men, or we work as call center people. We receive so many calls, and this time we are talking on the phone is the time you're supposed to take care of the patient, and sometimes it's difficult to balance between receiving calls and taking care of the patient, because especially some of the family members, they want to know everything on the phone, and they will hold you on the phone for 30 minutes. And maybe if you tell them that maybe they call later, and some of them even call 10 times in one shift. You receive a call, even you see a number, you're like, schon wieder? Still the same number calling again. I gave all the information and still they are not satisfied. I find that to be very unfair to us nurses, because we cannot be able to take care of the patient the right way. I don't know how the nursing job is in Kenya. Guys working as nurse in Kenya, or anyone who have worked in hospital in Kenya, do you guys call so much, or how is it organized? Because sometimes I feel when I come out of shift, I'm like, wow, thank God. I just need my peace of mind, because all these phone calls, all these calls also from the patient, you're like, I'm done. I don't want to talk with anyone. I don't want to talk on the phone anymore. I have my free, and I'm going to enjoy this without talking to anyone, because at work you have talked and talked and talked. And for example, some people have, if you're not a German, of course, sometimes it's difficult with the German language, and you have to keep asking, what did you say? Or you get a call, no, I'm from this and this, bring this person here. Like, what did you just say? Or others introduce them, they take time to come to the point. And like, the other thing on this call center thing is how many numbers you have to know. Because if you're working as a nurse, maybe for example in my ward on surgery, I don't know about other wards, I'll ask my cousin because they work on different wards. You have to know many numbers. You have to know some numbers, important numbers, so that you are able to help yourself. Because without knowing this, maybe numbers from certain doctors, numbers from certain examinations rooms, number from certain of course the most important number is the information number, because if you don't know any number, you can call the information and ask them, please can you tell me the number of the doctor on the duty on this blah blah blah, or please maybe can you the information they call for us, the transportation company, so you tell them, please call for me this transportation company, or please can you find out the number for me, and they find out the number for you. But you can't be relying on the information on the time, because it's wasting time. So sometimes you have to cram, or you have to not cram, you have to know these numbers on your head. And for me, when I was starting my job, so permanently working, I was like, oh my god, all these numbers. So I wrote the most important numbers. Okay, now they're on my head, and this helped me much. The other thing, when I was starting to work there, my god, I didn't want to pick any calls. I was just like, I just ignoring, so someone else picked the phone. But nowadays I pick all the calls, because what can happen, you can just talk to these people, give them information. If you don't know, ask the other person who knows. You don't have to be scared. And if you don't understand because of your German, you can still ask this person calling, please can you repeat what you have said, or can you maybe talk slowly, or what do you mean? You can still ask them. They can't do anything to you. You are the person who is responsible for your patient, for your work. So you have to trust yourself. You have to be courageous to talk, even if you're not talking like fluently German, but whatever you're talking, talk. They will struggle to understand, because they need you to give the message, or they need you to give them the information, or as patient, they need you to serve them. So that is it. So guys, please tell me how is it where you work, even if you don't working as a nurse. Do you work in a call center? So in a call center, do you have to call so much, or is your work just quiet? You have maybe to fill some documents, or maybe attend some patient without receiving much calls. Guys, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so, because this week I'll be dropping another video and another one, and next week, and take my channel to 300 subscribers. I have now over 150 subscribers. I say thank you to you for tuning in, and if you have not done so, please do so. Feel free to share my videos. Guys, happy new year. If you have not been told or heard Kairetu Gasosho saying this, happy new year. Thank you for joining me. Welcome back again. Bye bye.